Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. This is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I want to apologize if it looks like it gets foggy every now and then. It's not fog in the area. The camera has been inside at 72 degrees and low humidity, and you come out here and it's 84 and 85. 84 degrees, 85% humidity. The camera keeps fogging up on me. You don't care about that. We're talking about trellises. More specifically, cattle panel trellises. So earlier in the year we had maypops come up in our herb bed. Well, we decided that we wanted to grow them out. We weren't going to kill them because, well, we like maypops. I'll come back to those in a minute. So we decided we were going to put trellises in. And when we went to go do it, I learned very quickly that YouTube videos talk about putting up cattle panel trellises, and they miss a very vital part of it. The vital part is right here. These stakes. Without these stakes, these panels are not as sturdy as you see now. They will literally flop over and not keep that lovely arc. Now we have just the run-of-the-mill green stake. We didn't use the T-posts because the T-posts are expensive, and we have more of these, and the T-posts we use for the goat yard and goat stuff. Something a little bit more secure. Do you have to use a specific type? No. I think you could get away with a chintzier, cheaper one, as well as you could probably do this with wood as well, if you had a nice good solid piece of wood that you could pound into the ground. The key is you don't want to just stake it at the bottom, you want to stake it up a couple to keep the structural rigidity of it. Big word. But once we got that in there, these have been going well. You can actually see here my initial attempt. I used, it's basically a grade stake, or reusable grade stake from concrete work I used to do. It failed epically. I left it in there because I basically used it as a guide. So the way you would go about this, you would figure where you want your trellis to go, which ours is pretty well delineated. You would then put your stakes in, and then you would bend your metal into the position. One additional thing I did was I used wire to hold the panel to the stake so that the stake is actually holding it. And I did it in two places on each stake. One near the top, one near the bottom. That would ensure that the post would keep its rigidity as well. Now, with that being said, you heard me mention maypops earlier. Maypops go by another name of passion flower fruit. It's a passion fruit, just like you get in the tropics, except this is a wild one that grows here in Virginia. They are typically characterized by 3 leaves, and they have this for the flower. Let's see if we got another one here. Oh, there's a good one. The bumblebees have been all over this for the last couple days, because if you look there in the background, that's the kitchen window. So I can stand in the kitchen window and watch the bumblebees fertilize these. Now, they're also characterized by a fruit. Got one here, got one there. We got a couple started there. There's another one. So we're going to have a good deal passion flower fruit here. Here's one that's almost, whoa, they're very light. They have a white inner skin, and they got seeds that are edible on the inside. I'll see if I can find one over here. When we first moved here, we didn't know about these when we bought the property, and they've grown wild ever since. This is our first time at trying to domesticate them. But we got some growing right here beside the fire pit. All through here. One growing up the cedar behind me. And then the whole back of the samurai has pretty much been taken over by him because, well, I haven't moved the samurai because it's got bad brakes right now. But here's one of the fruits. So this is not ripe, by the way. And when they're ripe, they're still green. You want them to get really sweet, you wait until they start to shrivel up. But on the inside, they have these little seeds. And this is basically what you eat right here. Oh yeah, it's sweet but bitter still. Needs a little bit more time. Oh, very bitter. So that's what they look like inside. When they're ripe, they're actually really good, but God, that was bitter. When they're ripe, they're really pretty good. Don't yet know what we're going to do with them. It probably depends on how many of them we get. Odds are we're probably going to make a jelly out of this because it's something different that a lot of people haven't had. And much like the corn cob jelly that we made, people seem to like it. If you haven't seen that video, by the way, this is a shameless plug. It's in one of our playlists, I think. Hun, is it? Put a caption down below if it is, hun. Or put a comment in. We'll reply with it. Anyhow, so the goal this year was just to see how this would work. Well, it has worked exceptionally well. Hun absolutely loves it. So what we're probably going to do is next year, because these won't, well, they potentially will come back, but what we're going to do is actually we're going to replant a bunch of these along this. We might even put another trellis in down a little bit further because this side of the house doesn't get a whole lot of light anyways, and this is going to be our herb garden. Right now we got rosemary, a little bit of oregano, some weeds, more maypops, sage, a little bit of thyme, dead rosemary. The chickens got in here and got to it. So that's another thing we gotta figure out. But we might put another one down here because, well, why not? Then we're probably gonna run some lines between them and then just have this thing completely enclosed next year. Just go absolutely bonkers with it. But this was a good year to experiment and try it and see how it works. We like it. Works well. So to summarize, if you're going to do a trellis using cattle panels, you got to have at least 4 stakes per panel. I'd say a minimum of 2, but realistically you'd really need 4. That way you got it more stable. Am I going to do a pull-up from it? No, but then again I'm not going to do a pull-up anyways. But for vines and climbing things, works great. So now that I've rambled for almost 10 minutes, I'm gonna say, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.